welcome back to So This is Thailand and Expert Advice. Now today's topic is, I know, really interesting for all you guys out there. It's how to date.
Okay, very interesting
Very
for
dating.
me.
Well, I'd like to welcome our guest today, Kunchali Sabsin Udom, who is the founder of Bangkok Matching and also the author of the Thai Dating Code. Swadee Khap and welcome to the show.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Well, I know dating in other countries very different, especially going from a Western society into an Asian culture. There's a
Yes.
lot of things out there. What seems to be the biggest challenge?
Well, there are a few things, and you know that in Thailand, as you know, as most foreigner might assume that there are maybe two types of lady: the one that easy to approach, and the one that well educated, that are maybe a little bit more reserved. So it's different when you have to, when you try to pick them up, or when you try to maintain, ask them out on a date or maintain relationship. There is something different between that.
Are there any specific points where foreigners should be aware of? In Thai culture, these are the do's and these are the do-nots.
Yeah, also. Well, we have a British man that went out on a date with our client, and I don't know that maybe it's something that he does all the time in England, but in Thailand, he went out on a date and he offered his name card. And then I asked him that, oh, you like her, you enjoyed the date? And he said, yes, very much. And I said, did you call her out again on a second date? He said that she already has my name card. She knows how to contact me. And I said, no, it doesn't work here in Thailand. You're supposed to, contact the lady, pursue her, and ask her out on a second date. But that's what he assumed, that maybe, it's a two-way street, and he already showed that his interest, and it's her turn to show it too. But so I have to tell him that it's a little bit different here. A lady can, when you go out with a well-educated lady or good lady, they can be a little bit more reserved.
Right, so in our culture, men have to do a little bit more of chasing.
Yeah,
let's
the
say.
girl not gonna call guy first.
Right.
Especially in the first few months of the date,
Okay, and what are some of the other common mistakes?
Common mistake. Well, like when the guy, I think it may be common for Thai guys too. When they like someone too much, they seem to be a little bit too eager, and they show it, and they keep calling. But for some Thai girls, again, when you are from a good family, when someone, they are very active and they keep calling you too much, send a lot of SMS, the lady can be scared and put off. And sometimes the lady just say, I don't want to keep contact with this guy anymore. It's just too much.
I know one thing that when I first moved back here, that I was told quite often is when you're looking in it, especially not even just Thailand, but in Asian culture.
Right.
In the West, we often show public displays of affection, the PDA.
Yeah,
we hold
that's
hands,
true.
we might kiss in public.
Right.
But you rarely see that in Thai culture.
Well, you can see it sometime at a big department store between teenagers, but that's still not acceptable. And some foreigners might think that is common for their culture, but not in Thailand. Again, for a good lady, they don't feel comfortable doing that in public.
With public displays of affection.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the obstacles to dating here? As maybe a foreigner just arrived here, and is it difficult to meet people, or?
Yes, as I mentioned before, after we get into this show, we do the matchmaking service too. So we have lots of foreign men as a matchmaking service client, and they said that in Thailand there are so many girls, sorry to say, but maybe not so good girls, so they are not afraid to approach foreign men, and they feel like also it's so difficult to meet good Thai lady. We don't go out to a bar during happy hours and drinks. If we go, we're gonna go with a big group of friends, so it's very difficult to them to approach us.
Right.
So those things are the difficulty for foreign men to meet good Thai ladies. That I have so many successful foreign men, very famous and very successful. They don't have any problem having girls in Thailand, but the problem is to meet good ones.
Right. To find the one
The
that
one
you
that
want to marry,
that they
maybe.
can take out to their society and then don't have to hide them.
Right.
Yeah.
Beyond the challenges that a lot of men or women here face looking at the cultural differences, I know another one besides the PDA is the role of family.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times most children will not move out of their parents' home until they get married.
Right. Yeah. That's the point too. It's a shame that because how the Thai grow up and the foreigner men raise. You know, some of my event clients, they said that would it be possible to meet someone that live alone? They don't want to meet Thai lady that meet with family because they feel like everything is under the controls of the parents. Also difficult to date, and you know some foreign men would like go out late at night. So yeah, that's the thing. When you are like, I have my clients when they went out on a date, sometimes parents call and say, hey, it's late, when you're gonna come back home? And the foreign men don't understand that you are like 30 years old. Why your parents still calling you and say where you are? So some foreign men cannot get it.
Well, what's your advice? I know in your book, do you lay out advice about, all right, this is what you to expect, this is how to behave, you have to adjust to the culture here?
Yeah. I have to say that, like the lady who live with parents, so I have to tell them that this is our norm, our culture. If you like her, it's the way it is. You cannot ask her out to move in with you and leave their parents if you don't get married. So, you know, if you love her, you have to try to understand our culture. I have even clients that broke up, they're gonna get married, but they broke up because they cannot agree on dowry.
Oh, another issue that they don't know about.
That's another big issue, you know, that the foreign guys always think that they don't want to buy lady, but Thai lady have to explain that this is not about buying or selling, this is show of respect. So it's one of the big issue.
Right.
I'm sure we could have just an interview just on the negotiation process of a marriage, because as you mentioned, it's not just between the man and woman, it's really between the guy and the family as well.
Yeah. And you know that couple broke up and the parents said, now it's not about dowry, it's about you and me and the respect.
Right. And what are some of the other areas apart from parents, PDA, and dowry that your book will cover?
Well, so for sure it mentioned about do and don't when you date lady, and you know, like PDA and the kids and beyond the kids, and marriage, the wedding, the honeymoon, the raise up kids. So we cover everything from where to meet lady, good lady, how to approach her, till how you're gonna act when you meet their parents, meet their friends, and till getting married and raise up kids. And we cover also the breakup.
The breakup as well?
The breakup.
Why do you have a chapter on just breaking up?
Because I have heard lots of my friends, the guy friends, that they met, you know, even good Thai girl, when they break up, it can be hard, and because this is Thailand, so sometimes lady can get very emotional, so they stalk and they go to office and they try to create scene. So I mentioned that too, when you're gonna break up with lady, what the best way you should do, and what if the lady cannot control emotion, how you're gonna react. Just the basic guideline that they can get some information.
Wow, that sounds like it would come in very handy. I actually know a lot of people who could use that guide.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I know this is a really large topic, and for everyone out there, I'm sure you have more questions that you would like to ask, and we will most definitely have her back on the program if you have any specific questions about dating, marriage, breaking up, if it happens to be that case. But thank you very much for
Thank you
joining us.
too for having me.
Thank you.
Don't go away though, because we have lots more coming up on So This is Thailand.
love to learn more about art, culture, and craftsmanship. Next to me is คุณกฤติกา ลีลาพันธ์ สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
ค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
She's going to take us to touch the glories of art and craftsmanship here in Nakhon Si Thammarat. This is the second day already, and this is the road, Art and Craft Road.
That's right.
Why do we call that, and what's the real name actually?
The real name is Tha Chang Road. This is the main road for souvenir of Nakhon Si Thammarat. You will find so many kinds of
Art and
art and craft
here.
yeah.
And I can see so many shops around here. How many kinds or what kinds of art and craft that we can find here?
You can find needleware, yarn lipao woven basketry, woven cloth of Nakhon Si Thammarat, shadow puppet, all kinds of things that it come in so many types and many kinds of souvenirs.
Oh, this is cute. It's a weaving basketry from the yarn lipao, or a special kind of fern. And it's very well known throughout the nation that it should come from Nakhon Si Thammarat.
That's right. When you see this, everyone knows that it's from Nakhon Si Thammarat.
And I don't think that I can use for daily life. I mean, I think it should put in the museum or keep it.
Look
Looks
delicate,
so elegant, yeah. And I can see the craftsman skill on the weaving. And at the same time, this is a needleware craftsmanship.
It takes a lot of effort to do this and delicate time and attention
Yeah.
to do this. Normally it takes 3 months, 6 months or almost a year to complete one set.
There are many ways to reflect wisdom of the people from time to time, and art and craft is one of the reason. So this is one kind of art and craft from Nakhon Si Thammarat. It's called needleware.
Yes.
Very nice. How many kinds of needleware we have?
Only 2 kinds. The first one is silver needleware and the second one is the golden needleware.
How different are they?
The difference is when we make this, we put only silver, and it takes maybe 3 months. But the golden one, you put more gold on it, and it takes more time, maybe a month or 2 months longer.
And the history of this wisdom or art and craft, so trace back how many years?
In about the 16th century, when the Portuguese come into Thailand in Ayutthaya era, they bring this kind of knowledge too. And in the past, it come with the merchants, Portuguese merchants, and it's widespread in Thailand long time ago, and still in Nakhon Si Thammarat until this day.
Yeah, and Nakhon Si Thammarat province, they are so proud of this kind of the art and craft. And His Majesty the King has a sentence saying that we should preserve or keep this skill or art and craft skill like the best we can.
So later on, we will show you how we can keep this with Nakhon Si Thammarat until now.
We are going to visit the place.
Yes.
And now we are standing at Nakhon Si Thammarat Art and Craft College. And next to me is Ajahn Rawai Suchilay. Pleased to meet you. Welcome to the show. What is this room?
Museum.
Oh,
It's the museum for the finest collection of Nakhon Si Thammarat province.
oh, that's why we come here, and especially come to meet you, the expert of needleware and the O-top artisans here. So he is an instructor as
Yes,
well.
as well. And he also used to teach at the Royal Court. In the workshop, you will see the demonstration, and you will see the student to show you how to produce the needleware.
What is his best collection?
Actually, he has so many masterpieces, but the latest one is the jewel box for the prince.
Oh, His Royal Highness Prince Tipankon Rasami Chod, and as well for Her Royal Highness Crown Princess.
That's right.
So, what about that set, for example?
This one.
How long does it take?
4 months
What about if it's gold one?
4 months
And this is another kind of craftsmanship that I really love.
This is we call ผ้าทอเมืองนคร and this shop is the center of this kind of cloth that all the local women in Nakhon Si Thammarat they will use their spare time and to do this cloth and then come here for like cooperation.
So cotton and this pattern is quite unique for Nakhon Si Thammarat. When we see this pattern, like the flowers pattern and this pattern, we know that it's from
Nakhon Si
Thammarat.
Because this kind of ancient pattern.
We are in the central area of Nakhon Si Thammarat, and when we talk about the shadow puppet performance, so we can trace back more than 1,200 years ago. We are at the museum. What's the name of the museum?
The museum is บ้านหนังตะลุงสุชาติทรัพย์สิน
Yeah,
which is the same name as the owner.
we can see the whole workshop. And what else can we see?
The museum presents all kind of historical shadow puppet from overseas, like international puppet, and so many kinds of puppet, even in Thailand.
Oh, different parts
That's right.
from Thailand, like central parts and the southern part and northeastern part.
That's right.
Totally different from each other's.
Right.
He's keeping this place from his family, and then they make it to the museum. So it's a living museum.
After we see he's produced the shadow puppet, you can see also the play. He play for you too.
Yeah, and it's fun.
It's very fun in his own theater in this complex.
รุมตัดยาวขึ้นมากว้างในตอนหน้ารถตึงกำลังจะกับ